Have you ever felt that agonizing pang of watching immense talent, raw potential, and relentless drive just stagnate? That frustration of seeing a player with all the tools, all the hunger, stuck in a holding pattern, yearning for the opportunity to truly soar? For Brennan Othmann and Nick Robertson, two promising young hockey players, that's not just a feeling. It's the haunting reality of their careers right now. Talented, hungry, desperate for their chance to prove they belong, these two former high draft picks with undeniable skill have seen their careers stuck in neutral, spinning wheels while opportunity, the lifeblood of any young athlete, passes them by. But now, a trade proposal has emerged, a whisper from the depths of the NHL rumor mill, that could liberate both of them from their respective purgatories. We're talking about a potential swap between two of the league's most iconic franchises, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the New York Rangers. A deal that isn't flashy, won't dominate headlines for weeks with its sheer star power, but could fundamentally alter the trajectories of multiple careers, reshaping futures and redefining expectations. Sometimes, the most important trades aren't the blockbusters that send shockwaves through the league. Sometimes they're the subtle, surgical moves that finally give deserving players the stage they've been craving, the consistent opportunity they've earned, the fresh start they desperately need to unlock their true potential. In today's NHL, the path from highly touted prospect to established star is rarely a straight line. It's a winding, often treacherous road, fraught with obstacles like salary cap constraints, organizational depth, and the relentless pressure of performance. For young players, especially those drafted high, the expectation is often immediate impact, a seamless transition to the professional ranks. But the reality is often far more complex. Teams, particularly those with Stanley Cup aspirations, are frequently loaded with veteran talent and high-priced stars, creating a logjam that can stifle even the most promising prospects. They find themselves shuttling between the NHL and the AHL, caught in a frustrating cycle of call-ups and demotions, never quite getting the consistent ice time or meaningful role needed to truly develop their game at the highest level. This isn't a reflection of their talent. It's a brutal recognition of roster reality in a cap-strapped win-now league. And it's precisely this modern dilemma that makes the proposed trade between the Leafs and Rangers so compelling, so necessary, and so potentially transformative for all parties involved. Let's break down exactly what each team would be getting and what they'd be giving up, starting with Brennan Othmann. He arrived in New York with considerable fanfare, a beacon of future offensive prowess. Selected 16th overall in the highly competitive 2021 NHL entry draft, Othmann came with a sterling reputation as a pure goal scorer, a player with a lethal shot, and the kind of innate offensive instincts that scream top six forward for years to come. The Rangers, a franchise always looking to bolster its scoring depth, had big plans for him. He was supposed to be a cornerstone piece, a dynamic winger who could complement their star-studded lineup and contribute significantly for years to come. But the NHL, as we all know, has a funny way of humbling even the most highly touted prospects. Despite his undeniable pedigree and tantalizing flashes of brilliance, Othmann has struggled to consistently crack New York's deep veteran-laden roster. He's found himself shuttling between the bright lights of Madison Square Garden and the more modest confines of the Hartford Wolfpack, the Rangers' AHL affiliate. In 22 career NHL games, he's recorded just 2 assists, numbers that, frankly, don't remotely capture his true offensive capabilities or the potential that made him a first-round pick. This isn't about a lack of talent. Othmann dominated at the junior level, showcasing an elite scoring touch. He's shown tantalizing flashes of brilliance when given opportunities, but in New York, those opportunities have been frustratingly scarce. The Rangers boast a wealth of talent on the wings, creating a logjam that has left Othmann on the outside looking in, a diamond in the rough waiting to be polished. As Sportsnet's Elliot Friedman astutely noted, the Rangers have a lot on the wings, and it simply may be that he needs a fresh start elsewhere. That's not a knock on Othmann's ability. It's a stark recognition of roster reality in a cap-strapped league. For Toronto, Othmann represents an intriguing gamble, a chance to acquire a former first-round talent who could, with the right opportunity and development path, add significant offensive punch to their forward group. Imagine him on a line with some of Toronto's elite playmakers, feeding him pucks in dangerous areas. The potential for a breakout, for that raw talent to finally ignite, is absolutely there, a tantalizing prospect for a team always seeking more scoring. Now, let's talk about Nick Robertson, because his story is eerily similar, a parallel narrative of unfulfilled potential, just wearing different colors. Selected in the second round of the 2019 draft, Robertson has always been lauded for his pure goal-scoring ability and relentless motor. He's a player who plays with an edge, unafraid to drive to the net or engage in physical battles despite his smaller stature. He plays with a fire, a tenacity that endears him to fans and teammates alike. Last season, he showcased his offensive capabilities with 15 goals and 7 assists in 69 games, tangible proof that he can produce at the NHL level when given a chance. He even cracked Toronto's opening night lineup, seemingly cementing his spot and signaling a turning point in his young career. But despite those flashes of brilliance, despite the evident talent and tireless effort, Robertson has struggled to become an everyday, consistent player for the Leafs. The problem isn't talent, it's opportunity, compounded by a cruel twist of fate. Toronto's forward depth, a constant carousel of high-priced talent, coupled with Robertson's unfortunate injury history and the relentless, almost suffocating pressure of playing in hockey's most demanding market, has made it incredibly difficult for him to find a consistent, meaningful role. TSN's Darren Dreger recently addressed Robertson's situation on insider trading, stating, "The 24-year-old finds himself one more time in a very familiar spot with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he's hoping for a larger role opportunity in the National Hockey League. He's pushing 160 NHL games." Dreger further added, "I know that Toronto Maple Leafs GM Brad Treliving has recently talked with clubs that may have some interest in Nick Robertson. With Easton Cowan playing well and other young forwards pushing for ice time, Robertson could be on the outside looking in once again, relegated to a depth role, or even a trip back to the AHL. For a player with his skill set, his drive, and his proven ability to score, that's not just frustrating. It's career-threatening, a potential roadblock to realizing his full potential. For the Rangers, Robertson could immediately slot into a middle six role, providing a much-needed offensive spark and proven goal-scoring ability. He's NHL-ready, he's motivated, and he could absolutely thrive with consistent opportunity and a fresh environment where his tenacious style is not just tolerated, but celebrated. He brings a proven commodity to a team looking to add more offensive punch to its secondary scoring. The second piece heading to New York in this proposal is Simon Benoit, and while he's not the headline name, he's a valuable, often unsung addition for the Rangers. Benoit is currently in the second year of a 3-year for $0.05 million deal, making him an affordable and reliable option for a third defensive pairing. He brings a crucial blend of physicality, shot-blocking prowess, and a no-nonsense defensive-first approach to his own end. His value isn't measured in offensive statistics or highlight reel plays. It's measured in the difficult minutes he eats up, the bodies he moves in front of the net, the space he clears, and the reliable, steady presence he provides on the blue line. He's the kind of player coaches trust in crucial defensive situations, a true, unsung hero. For Toronto, moving Benoit would open up a valuable roster spot and provide much-needed cap flexibility, especially with promising young defensemen like Topi Niemela and Philip Král, or other young D prospects waiting in the wings for opportunities. It's a move that clears the path for the next wave of talent, aligning with a long-term vision. For the Rangers, Benoit adds immediate depth, grit, and veteran presence to their blue line. Exactly the kind of player contending teams covet for the grueling grind of a long season and the intensity of playoff runs. He's a plug-and-play defender who can step in and contribute immediately, shoring up their defensive core with a reliable physical presence. From the Maple Leaf standpoint, this trade is a calculated risk with potentially high reward, a strategic gamble on future upside. They'd be acquiring a player in Brennan Othmann who, despite his struggles to find a consistent role in New York, still possesses significant offensive upside and a first-round pedigree. It's a bet on potential, a belief that a new environment, a different system, and a clearer path to ice time could finally unlock the scoring touch that made him such a highly regarded prospect just a few years ago. The addition of a 2026 fifth-round pick sweetens the deal, providing another future asset, always valuable in a league where depth and draft capital matter immensely for sustained success. In exchange, they'd be parting with Robertson, a player who, through no fault of his own, has found himself in a perpetual battle for ice time and a consistent role within Toronto's deep forward group, and Benoit, a solid but ultimately replaceable defenseman, given their organizational depth. This move would allow Toronto to retool their bottom six forward group with younger, potentially more dynamic offensive talent, while simultaneously trusting their existing defensive depth and prospects to fill Benoit's void. It's the kind of move that prioritizes long-term upside over short-term certainty, betting that Othmann's ceiling is higher and more impactful than what Robertson can provide given Toronto's current roster construction and the opportunities available to him. It's a forward-thinking decision designed to maximize their assets and inject fresh, high-potential talent into the lineup. For the Rangers, this trade offers immediate NHL impact and addresses different, yet equally pressing organizational needs. While Othmann is undoubtedly promising, New York's wealth of wing talent makes it incredibly difficult for him to carve out a consistent, meaningful role. By trading him now, while his value is still largely based on potential rather than consistent NHL production, they can acquire two players who can contribute immediately and significantly. Robertson provides NHL-ready offensive production, potentially filling a middle six role and adding a much-needed scoring punch to their secondary lines. His relentless, tenacious style would fit exceptionally well with New York's identity, bringing energy and a proven ability to put the puck in the net. Benoit, meanwhile, bolsters defensive depth with reliable, physical play. Exactly the kind of player who becomes invaluable during the grueling grind of playoff hockey, providing stability and toughness on the back end. This deal allows the Rangers to capitalize on organizational depth, turning a prospect who needs a fresh start into two players who can help them win now. For a team with legitimate Stanley Cup aspirations, that's not just smart asset management, it's essential. It's about optimizing their roster for immediate success while still maintaining a strong core for the future. They're trading potential for proven immediate impact, a strategic pivot that makes perfect sense for a team in their competitive window. Ultimately, this proposed trade represents something bigger than just moving pieces around a chessboard. It's about recognizing when talented players are stuck, when organizational fit matters more than raw ability, when a change of scenery isn't admitting failure, but rather it's creating opportunity. For Brennan Othmann and Nick Robertson, this could be the turning point their careers desperately need. A chance to escape the frustrating cycle of call-ups and demotions, to finally get consistent ice time, to prove they belong at the highest level, and to truly unlock the immense potential that has been simmering beneath the surface. It's a lifeline, a fresh canvas upon which to paint the next chapter of their professional lives. For the Maple Leafs and Rangers, it's strategic roster optimization, making tough, pragmatic decisions about young players while addressing specific team needs and competitive windows. Sometimes the best trades aren't the splashy blockbusters that grab all the headlines. Sometimes they're the smart, calculated moves that unlock potential on both sides, creating a win-win scenario that benefits players and franchises alike. The hockey world thrives on these kinds of deals, the what-ifs and could-bests that reshape careers and franchises, injecting new life and new narratives into the league. And sometimes, all it takes is the right opportunity in the right place at the right time to ignite a spark that was always there, just waiting for its moment. This isn't just a trade. It's a testament to the dynamic, ever-evolving nature of professional hockey, where opportunity is king and a fresh start can mean everything. So, here's what I want to know, my friends. Do you think this trade makes sense for both sides? Does Toronto gain enough offensive upside with Othmann to justify moving Robertson and Benoit? Or do the Rangers get the better end of the deal by acquiring two NHL-ready contributors who can help them immediately? More importantly, which player do you think benefits most from a fresh start, Othmann or Robertson? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm genuinely curious where people stand on this one, and I want to hear your passionate takes. And if you're as fascinated by the strategic chess match of NHL roster construction as I am, show some love with a like and subscribe for more in-depth analysis that goes beyond the surface-level hot takes. This is where we dig into the moves that actually matter, the ones that shape the future of our favorite teams. Does this capture the fresh start angle you were looking for? And which team do you think ultimately comes out ahead?